In this episode, men are done and the women are confused as to why the men are done. We gonna give y'all all the tea on why the men are done and maybe why the women are confused. Stay tuned. It's several clips. It's several different perspectives. And we gonna get to the bottom of this hot mess. And the question is, can we turn this around? I don't know.
We'll see. Roll clip.
Women all over the world are dressing up, stepping out, giving green lights, and still going home alone. They're smiling. They're waiting and nothing happens. They post about it. They make TikToks about it. Some even go viral saying, can we please bring back the men that are walking up to women? But you know what most men say back? Nope, I'm good.
Okay, so not only do men not approach women in clubs in New York, but they don't even acknowledge you when you come and sit on the same table as them.
So what happened? Why did men stop approaching women? It wasn't overnight. Something deeper shifted socially, emotionally, and even psychologically. And what you're about to hear might just make you feel a little more understood than you've had in a long time. This isn't just a dating trend. This is happening everywhere, from clubs in New York to gyms in LA, from college to coffee shops, you name it. There's a noticeable silence. And if you think women aren't noticing it, they are. You can scroll through any social platforms and find posts like, I was dressed up, I smiled at a guy, and nothing. We made eye contact 3 times, he never came over. Where did all the confident men go? But here's the twist, they're still here. They're just quiet now. Because for a growing number of men, it's not about shyness. It's not about fear. It's about self-preservation. It's about looking at the rules of the game and realizing the game doesn't serve them anymore.
I stopped it because I feel like women today, the overcorrection of the ultra feminist movement, women who are more even keeled or women who are not necessarily extreme feminists, but, you know, like an in between. They're like traditional, but they do still have some modern.
The hybrids that we was talking about.
The hybrids, or what have you. I feel like this is happening because there's not enough hybrids who are talking to the extreme feminists to let them know, like, yo, you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not checking them. They're not correcting them. They're not letting them know, like, I understand your grievances, but you're doing too much. And here's why you're doing too much. Because now we're seeing, which I'm pretty sure she's going to get further into, that guys are just like, yo, like, it's no point in me trying to approach women because you got a whole bunch of women that you hear online on social media. I know that it may not be the masses, but unfortunately, the leftist ones or the ones who are the loudest are the ones that you tend to hear more often than not. They're hearing and seeing like, oh, we want to be left alone. Men are trash. I don't need you coming to talk to me. You hear this stuff over and over again. So what do you expect guys to do? Guys are going to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to stay to myself, basically. I'm not going to put myself out there because next thing you know, I'm going to be going viral on somebody's TikTok or somebody's Instagram because I tried to approach somebody and they decided it was going to be funny to film me, you know what I'm saying, and maybe diss me or something like that. So guys are just not beat for it. And I get it. I wouldn't be either.
And once you understand what happens in gyms and clubs, you'll realize the silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Let's talk about one of the most important battlegrounds in this debate, the gym. For years, women online have said, stop looking at me. Don't bother me when I'm working out. Creeps at the gym need to be exposed, they say. And guess what? Men listen. So now, men keep their distance. They avoid eye contact. Some even change gyms altogether just to avoid the risk of being filmed, shamed, or even misunderstood. And here's the irony. That same gym is now filled with women asking, why won't anyone approach me? Where are all the confident men? What happened to real masculinity? You want the truth? It got pushed out. It was called creepy. It was called aggressive. And it was called doing too much. And after enough times of being shut down, mocked, or mischaracterized, men just left the conversation. They didn't argue.
Yo, this was unplanned. I'm doing this on the fly, like right now.
These women aren't friends out for a run. They're actually undercover police officers taking to the streets in Surrey as part of a new operation trying to stop people catcalling and harassing female runners.
We get honked at, the staring, the hanging out of the window just to look at us, and it's so prevalent.
And police teams are ready to intervene the moment the officers are beeped at, followed or shouted at, pulling people over.
Those kind of behaviours may not be criminal offences in themselves, but they still need to be addressed. And of course, the people that are likely to commit those kind of behaviours, you know, they may then go on to commit more serious offences.
I don't know. I feel like that's a bit extreme. Don't get me wrong, because I've I've seen it. I've experienced it. But sometimes some guys be like just real aggressive and they be doing the most, you know. The whole following you, yeah, no, that's not cool. Shouldn't nobody be following you. But if they like, you know, they be like, yo, you look good, shorty, this, that, and the third. It's just words. It's not a huge thing. Just if you don't feel like being bothered, just say thank you and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I feel about that. Like the whole you get pulled over if you like looking at somebody too hard or you start, you know, catcalling or whatever. That I feel like that's a bit much.
I know exactly how I feel about it.
That's dumb.
Now, I'm not from England, so I don't know all the ins and outs. But last I heard, there was a major issue with knife violence in gangs over there. What is you wasting police resources? Stupid. And then the guy was like, well, you know, they may lead into more serious offenses.
You gotta be kidding me.
According to
The
what?
following you, they was wilding.
Yeah, no, that
If they
part,
following, God, yeah, okay. Well, it even depends on what you say about following. Because if a guy is going to be brave enough to get out of his car to come and say something to you, to holler at you, he might have to follow you to jump out his car and say something to you. Back in the day, people used to just roll up on you while you was jogging and dude just come jogging next to you, smile. How you doing? That's how they met. That's how people got married back in the day. I don't personally understand why women are confused.
You just don't get it, do you?
I don't know if y'all thought that the draw to women was going to be so overwhelming that men were just going to completely ignore self-preservation and just go anyway.
No, absolutely not.
You got to believe all women. Like there's college cases where women are found out to be lying, but they done lost their scholarship already. They already got kicked out of school and they're not getting it back. Actors are getting lied on. Professional sports people are getting lied on. They lost all of their sponsorships, almost got kicked off the team, or maybe they did get kicked off the team, lost everything, ruined their life. It comes out that it was a lie and they don't get the stuff back.
That's crazy.
It's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
And as a man who has been married for 20 years, who understands how important having a nuclear family and having a husband and a wife come together and have children, how important that is to society. Because we've tried it every other way. For everybody who say we should do it all these other ways, but they tried it already. They tried polygamy. They tried all types of other things. The most stable and the one that creates the most stable society is one man, one woman having children as the basis of society. That is the best one. No other one works as well. So we can stop with all of the extra, but you can't deny the facts. But on the other side, if I were single today, I was already quiet. Ain't no way. It would have to be so painfully obvious that the woman was checking for me. But much like then, I think I would be in a situation where the women that I would be talking to would be women that I have to talk to on a consistent basis anyway. So it'd be the women at the church. We already conversating because we both, you know, I'm in the choir, you in the choir, I'm drumming, you know, you the choir director, or, you know, you're the organist, or like it'd be that type of situation, or we both at the same job, you know, so we have to conversate with each other. The way people used to get together, you know, just with people that was around you.
Right.
That would be the only way that I would be entertaining a woman. I don't care how cute you think I am. Because yes, I am cute. It don't even matter. I would say no. I would actually tell you no. I'd be like, nah, bro, I ain't ready for it.
They didn't argue. They just stopped. They stopped approaching. They stopped risking it. They stopped trying, because what used to be charming is now problematic. And when even a polite hello can turn into a viral takedown video, why even try? Now, let's talk about the clubs. Back in the day, clubs were the hunting ground, the energy, the chase, the fun. But go out now, you'll find more people staring at their phones than dancing. VIP tables full of bored faces. Guys standing around just sipping their drinks like they were a security guy. Why? Because clubs flip the script. Women now get in free. Men pay to enter, pay to sit, pay to drink. Women all over the world are...
Women have been getting in free in clubs for at least 25 years. Because I used to club, don't do no math. You have no clue how old I am.
Bruh.
But from when I was like 20 years old, women have gotten into clubs for free and the guys have had to pay. It's always been that. Also, the whole thing about being on your phones, that phenomenon did not exist back then. We did have cell phones, but it was like, you know, we had the Nokia joint. We didn't have social media back then. It was literally to call people and to text people, and that was pretty much it.
But we did have MySpace. But
Yeah, but that wasn't even available on the phone yet.
It wasn't on the phone yet.
So a part of that is just the access of the phones now, because you can go to dinner or to the club or to the mall and everybody's like this.
Which is really bad, y'all.
So you mean to tell me I gotta pay all my bills, pay all her bills, make her happy, go to work, still give her all the attention in the world, and I just get some deal off. I don't want it. It ain't worth it.
Yo, when I tell you the vibe dudes is on, is they don't care no more, it's completely different. Like they just not beat anymore. And I think you keep on beating somebody down long enough, they're going to find a reaction for self-preservation.
Yeah. I mean, it was bound to happen. Everything is just an overcorrection. Extreme feminism is an overcorrection of basically what life was like before the feminist movement, before the feminist movement existed. You know, because women not having the ability to be able to like have their own bank accounts and stuff like that, you know, just a certain level of independence, like because things started to go way left. Like it wasn't just, okay, well now you can have your own bank account, you know, of course, voting rights and things of that nature. Now it's like, okay, well, we need to be able to do everything and be everything that a man can be, and we can do it better because we are the table, the house,
the chairs, the foundation, the room, the building, the air you breathe,
the furniture, the everything, you know, because we're doing all of that. Now guys are going to the extreme where they're just like, well, you know what? We'll forget y'all then.
No, thank you.
And this is a very, very dangerous situation, I feel, because then what's going to happen? What's going to be the next overcorrection? I was surprised when the girl in the clip, she named New York specifically, because I didn't think it was like that there, but hey, I guess because it's a lot of liberals in those areas. So
for the majority of human history, women needed men, period. It was not until super recently that women got to the point where they would be able to live by themselves and move about the world without the use of men for protection, to some extent provision. So one of the things about back in the 50s and stuff like that, y'all got to remember, like we going back to the time, like it wasn't like no 911. There were no cell phones. You really got to picture what the time is. In order to get to the phone, you had to find something, go into the house, and then you just
the rotary.
It would take you 7 minutes just to dial 911. You had to be upright and be able to get to the phone. So if something happened to you, we have to understand that men have always been needed until super recently. So a part of the reason that women didn't have access to certain things like bank accounts is because you had to be attached to a man in order to have provision and protection needed, because there was no technology to replace men in certain roles.
Right.
If not, you would be left out there by yourself. You would be in big trouble. And because there was no 911, don't just think about emergency situations. Think about if somebody's trying to do something to you. This is going all the way back to Bible days. Somebody trying to do something to you, it was imperative that you were under a man. If you walking out in the street by yourself, you had to be up under a man in order to have some protection, or for people to be like, oh no, she's not to be taken advantage of. Now you could just, you can have 911 on the phone while somebody's threatening you. You can be broadcasting them jokers live on Instagram to the entire world while they about to go and do something stupid. But that's not what it was back in the day. Back in the day, your security was saying, I'm such and such's wife. I'm such and such's daughter. They gonna get you. And a lot of people don't understand that was a big part of the reason why things were set up the way that they were, because we didn't have a society that would be able to cover for those who went without. You got to think back in the day when it came to marriage, like it was so bad that if someone's husband died, it was expected for the family member to marry her so that she would be under somebody else's covering.
Right.
Because if not, she would be vulnerable. See, a lot of women think that men were just trying to take advantage of us. If that was true, y'all wouldn't be free now. There would be no feminism. We could have quashed it a long time ago with little to no effort. The only thing that makes America different from one of those Middle Eastern countries where women have no rights is the men believe you should have rights. That's the only difference. The position that women are in right now is because men believe that it is right for you to have the freedoms that you have. They believe that it is morally right. And I think we've gotten in this mindset where women think that they have men pushed into a corner and they can't. No. Men believe that you should have autonomy and freedom to choose what you want to do, no matter how it destroys society. Like, we don't have an understanding of what things were like back in the day, which is part of the reason why we don't know how we got here and what the real situation is right now. You can have whatever philosophy you want to. If you do not have the ability to defend it, you have no power.
There's a saying that says, if you forget your past, basically you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. So, and also as far as the overcorrection point, this is my other point, everything that I just said, taken into consideration, there was a group of guys who were sexist, racist, and all these other things. So there's that. But I think that now we're in a position where I don't even know if I can say that it's necessarily overcorrection as much as I can say that it's just survival. Saying hi to you ain't worth being embarrassed online across the world and possibly going viral. Saying hi to you is not worth you having cops investigate me. Saying hi to you is not worth me possibly losing my job, having people at my job look at me a certain way and it damage my career. And the sucky part is I know that it's not all women that believe a certain way. Then there's also fakers, people who are saying the right thing, but they're faking what they're doing. And then of course, there's women in between. So it's a whole swath of women with all different viewpoints on it. And a lot of guys just don't feel like it's worth the possible repercussions.
The question is then, how do you decipher? How do you find them out? Because I mean, I think the only go back to the way we used to meet each other. Before you express any romantic interest, you get to see her move in an environment like we met. We got to see each other move in an environment for a full year, up close and personal, before we even entertained the thought of looking at each other a certain way. And I think that may be the only way to increase your odds of not dealing with no crap. If you already know who the person is before you are romantic, you have a chance of not allowing your feelings to dictate what you do over you logically thinking through, is this actually someone who's worth it? Okay, well, there it is. Comment down below and let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think. For the two ladies that watch our channel. Yes. If you guys have anything specific, because I already know the guys, I already know what y'all gonna say. Y'all be all up in the comment. I already know what you're gonna say. But for the two ladies that watch our channel, what do you think? Do you think that the reason why the guys are not basically approaching women anymore is because they're doing self-preservation, or do you think it's something different? Also, do you think that maybe it is self-preservation and we have a point, and that the level-headed women need to be able to talk to the ones who are not so level-headed about what they're doing and how it's ruining society? Yeah, that was it. If you guys made it this far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and turn on post notifications and give us a thumbs up, all right? It helps the algorithm. It tells YouTube that you appreciate what we're putting down. What we're putting down?
Hey, everybody. Down in the description, there are two links.
One is to a GoFundMe, and the other one is to a video that explains what the GoFundMe is for. Long story short, we have a medical situation with our daughter that we have to pay for everything out of pocket, and we could really use you guys' help. If you have the time, we'd love for you to go check it out. If you have the money, the funds, we'd love for you guys to help. If not, maybe you could send a link to somebody else who can help. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Press the off button.